Eu cheguei na Universal com a vida toda destruída.
I came to the Universal Church with my life completely destroyed. I lived until I was 8 years old in a homeless shelter. And when I became 8, I went to the streets and I lived on the streets. I lived as a beggar because I didn't have any family. I didn't have anyone. So what happened? I went to sleep on the streets, at the parks. Many times they chased me out of the parks because I wasn't supposed to stay there. And I would go to the dumpster and try to look for food in the dumpster. Sometimes I would find some meat and I had to heat it up. And when I heated the food up, many times maggots would come out of it. And I had to eat that kind of meat. And that was the life I was living on the streets. Many times I didn't have shoes or clothes to wear. I would take my clothes to the river and wash them in the river and put on those wet clothes, the same wet clothes.
Sempre morando na rua. Quando eu fiquei com uma idade mais ou menos, aí eu fui embora lá pro Mirici.
So then I went to a town called Medici, and that's where I spent my last days of being a beggar underneath a bridge.
Me davam comida.
Muito triste mesmo.
Very sad. He would go to the garbage, he would take food out of the garbage and smoke cigarette butts from the garbage. So I would prepare some food with a little bit of everything. He would ask for bread and I would bring it to Mr. Darci.
Já tudo trazia pro seu Darci.
Mas sempre aquela vida de mendigo, toda a vida na rua.
But my life was always on the streets. I was always a beggar. And then one day I went in front of the Universal Church and there was an assistant in front. And I only heard his voice, but I didn't see anything else. And I passed out. And when I woke up, he told me, "Go take a shower because you smell really bad. We can't even have this conversation." The smell was horrible. So I went back to going under the bridge. And I went to the bayou and I washed myself there. And there was a lady there that she gave me some soap, she gave me some clothes. So then I went and I washed and I changed. And I went back to the church to go get the gift that the assistant said that he had for me. And on my way there, halfway there, I saw inside of a dumpster a pair of sandals. And then I got excited. I thought good things were happening because I had found some sandals. But when I saw both sandals were for the left foot only. And when I arrived in front of the church, the assistant was waiting for me with an envelope in his hands. And then I thought, now I'm going to receive a gift and my life is going to be better. So he gave me the envelope and said, "Here's your gift." And then I looked at it, I opened it, and I thought, is this guy joking with me?
E depois tal dia tu volta aqui. Aí o que eu fiz? Eu agarrei.
And he told me, "Go and build your sacrifice, and then you come back here on this day." And I believed in his word and I went. So then I recycled cans, I recycled cardboard, and I built my altar. So when I got my sacrifice together, and I got all that money together, all that money didn't fit in the envelope. So then I had to get these supermarket bags, and I placed everything inside, and I took it to the church. It would be around something like 2,000. I didn't know much about money, but today I know.
Embaixo daquela casa, né, entre meio aquelas duas madeiras,
in that sacrifice that I was making, that I placed underneath a house where I found, many times I felt the desire of taking that because I was a beggar. I was hungry. And thank God I didn't touch it. He always helped me of having something to eat. So I started building and building. I started recycling cans, cardboard, and then I went towards the church. But 1 week before, there was a guy who used to hang out with me, and he asked me, "What is that you have there?" And then I said, "That's none of your business." And then he saw where I placed my sacrifice, and a voice came to me and said, "Take your sacrifice and take it to the church, because they're going to rob you." So I took it and I went to the church and I placed it on the altar.
Orando mês todo na rua, né? Mas sempre aquelas pessoas.
And then I kept praying over a month on the streets, but many people were helping me and things were getting better and better and better. I started getting a job and I started building my life. And within 3 months, I started seeing some stability. I already found a place to rent. So it took me around 3 months to have some stability in my finances. I found a place to rent. And when I found that place to rent, the guy knew me. And he said, "You?" "Yes, it's me. But you have money to pay me?" I said, "Look, I don't have money right now, but I'm going to make it. So look, I'm going to only rent this place to you for a month. And if you don't pay the rent, you're out." "Okay, I'm going to do it." And he asked me, "What are you going to sleep on?" "Oh, I don't have a bed. I don't have anything." So he gave me an old mattress until I could get on my feet. And I started working and working, going to the church. And the pastors and the assistants gave me a word of faith, guidance. And 3 months after that, the money started coming in. And I started getting those steps and practicing it. And I started seeing my life change. And today, thank God, I am a businessman. I have my own business. I have many employees. I have around 23 employees that work directly with me and 18 that work indirectly. I have a well-structured family. I'm happily married. And the greatest blessing that I have received was my wife. And she's a well-educated woman, unlike myself, because I don't even know how to read and write. The only thing I know how to do is sign my name. And she helps me in many things that I can't do. And another thing that happens today, even though I don't know how to read or write, I have people who have degrees, people who have diplomas that work all for me. And it's all thanks to my faith in God. Today I have my own house, a brand new car, a very blessed life. And thank God I'm in this campaign as well. And my greatest sacrifice was done in the last campaign, which was of 50,000. And many times I think to myself, I was a beggar. And today I'm the owner of a company, having people who have degrees working for me. That's very strong. The direction that we have received is to sacrifice. And if we don't sacrifice, we don't win. And I've been sacrificing always, and I have always been blessed. So what we have to do is sacrifice. And sacrifice is the base to all my victories. And today I have a lovely wife, and I'm a person who doesn't know how to read or write. I can barely sign my name.